The days that are special in Islam are established by the deen. The 10th of Ashura is special. The 6 days of Shawwal, the days of fasting, the month of Ramadan are special. The day of Arafat is special. Other than that, people have to bring the dalil. So what we want to do, inshallah ta'ala, is just to go over very quickly, because it's not a complicated issue. Even the aspect of having ikhtilaf, having differences amongst ourselves as to whether or not we should practice or we shouldn't practice, even that is extremely easy to conceive and to accept. So we just want to put the brothers and the sisters on clear evidence as it relates to what should be done and what shouldn't be done. Again, there is no ayat in the book of Allah Azza wa Jal that makes reference or alludes to the superiority of the 15th of Shaban, praying it or fasting. Not a single ayat of the Quran. Not a single ayat of all of the Quran. And the people who say that you can worship Allah with special ibadat, fasting, making the salat, giving sadaqah, visiting the graves, anything other than that, then they only have 4 types of proofs. Only 4 types of proof, and none of their dalil in actuality helps them in reality to do what they're trying to do. The first dalil, or the first type of dalil, the proof that they use, are those authentic ahadith about the 15th of Shaban. They establish the authenticity of the virtue of Shaban. Shaban is a blessed month, and the 15th of this month is a blessed night. So the person shouldn't allow himself to miss the opportunity of the blessings of the month by wasting his time watching TV, by wasting his time doing things that are not halal. And this is the strange thing with our ummah. You find those people who don't pray throughout the year, but when the month of Ramadan comes, they want to fast and they don't pray. Wallahi, there's no siyam of Ramadan for the one who doesn't pray. The salat is more important than the siyam. And the one who doesn't make salat, he is tariqus salat. La siyama lahu wa in sama. He has fallen into kufr. And it's maybe the kufr that takes him outside of the fold of Al-Islam for abandoning the salah. Similarly, we find people who don't practice the religion, they don't pray during the course of the day, but on the 15th of Ramadan, on the 15th of Shaban, they want to fast that day and they want to pray in that particular night to take a shortcut to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's maghfirah and His Jannah. So their first dalil are those authentic ahadith that establish the superiority of the night. Like the hadith of Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiyallahu anhu that's been collected by Imam ibn Hibban in his Sahih, and Imam At-Tabarani in his Mu'jam al-Kabir. The Prophet says sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam, يَتَّلِعُ اللَّهُ إِلَى جَمِيعِ خَلْقِهِ لَيْلَةَ النَّصْفِ مِنْ شَعْبَانِ يَغْفِرُ فَيَغْفِرُ لِجَمِيعِ خَلْقِهِ إِلَّا لِمُشْرِكٍ أَوْ مُشَاهٍ. Allah Ta'ala looks at all of His creation on the 15th night of Shaban. Tonight, or it could have been last night. Allah looks at all of the mankind. And then He forgives every single human being all of his dhunub, the major ones and the minor ones. He forgives the sins of those people except for 2 people. He doesn't forgive the sin of a mushrik. The mushrik from Ahl al-Kitab, they're from the Ashab al-Nar, and they're not our brothers in this deen. The mushrikun from the Hindus and the Sikhs, everyone other than Muslim, they're from the mushrikeen. Allah won't forgive them. Nor will He forgive the Muslim who with knowledge is fallen into shirk. He thinks he's on the deen, but he's outside of the deen because he's a magician. Or he's outside of the deen because he's making shirk with Allah Azza wa Jal by wearing a tamima, the tama'im of a shirk and kufr. And the second person that He doesn't forgive is the Muslim that has a problem with another Muslim. So if you have personal problems that have come as a result of the dunya, and it is not deen related, and they are preventing you, these problems are preventing you from connecting with your relatives or other Muslims, from your neighbors or other than that, then Allah Azza wa Jal won't forgive that individual as well. So this hadith, which is authentic, is a clear hadith that establishes the virtues of this particular night. But even more important than that, ikhwani, it should be an encouragement if the person wants to have his deeds forgiven and accepted by Allah Azza wa Jal, then he should make peace with those Muslims who he has problems with. That's the first hadith, and there are a number of them. He says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, on the authority of Usamah ibn Zayd radiyallahu anhu, الذي قال يا رسول الله قلت يا رسول الله لم أراك تصوم من الشهور ما تصوم من شعبان فقال صلى الله عليه وسلم ذلك شهر يغفل الناس فيه عنه بين رجب ورمضان وهو شهر ترفع فيه الأعمال إلى رب العالمين وأحب أن يرفع عملي وأنا الصائم. Usamah ibn Zayd said, Ya Rasulullah, I have never seen that you complete a full day's fasting, a full month's fasting other than Ramadan. I see that out of all of the months, the ones that you fast outside of Ramadan more than any other month with the exception of Ramadan is Shaban. Why do you fast so much in Shaban? He says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, verily that is the month that many people are negligent concerning its virtues, its reality. People don't contemplate and consider the virtues of the month in preparation of Ramadan. It is a month that is between Rajab and Ramadan. Rajab, Shaban and Ramadan. And it is the month in which the deeds go up to Allah for reckoning and consideration. And I want my deeds to go up while I'm fasting. So I want my deeds to go up while I'm fasting the days of Sha'ban in general. That's what he used to do, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he did not wait for the 15th day of Sha'ban to begin that fast. He used to fast the whole of the month sometimes, and then when Ramadan became an obligation, he left it alone and he would fast for the first half of the month, trying to make things easy for the Muslims. And the last hadith that we want to mention that establishes the superiority and the virtue of the days and the night of Sha'ban, the 15th night of Sha'ban, is the hadith of Aisha radiyallahu anha that's been collected and agreed upon by the Shaykhan al-Imam al-Bukhari and Muslim. قالت رضي الله عنها كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يصوم حتى نقول لا يفطر ويفطر حتى نقول لا يصوم ما رأيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم استكمل الصيام شهر قط إلا شهر رمضان وما رأيته في شهر أكثر صيام فيه من شعبان. Aisha radiyallahu anha, may Allah be pleased with her, said, verily the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to fast so much so that we said amongst ourselves, he is not going to break his fast, he's going to continue the fast. And sometimes he used to break his fast and he wouldn't fast, to the point where we would say he's never going to fast again. And I personally never saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam complete any month of fasting, with the exception of the month of Ramadan. That's the only month that I knew that he fasts from the first to the last of the month. And I've never seen him fast in a month outside of Ramadan the way he used to fast in the month of Sha'ban. So those hadith establish the virtues of fasting in the month of Sha'ban in general, and establish the virtues of the night of the 15th of Sha'ban. Salima radiyallahu anhu has been collected by Imam At-Tirmidhi. She said, ما رأيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يصوم شهرين متتابعين إلا شعبان ورمضان. Salama narrated the opposite of what Aisha narrated, because she's speaking based upon her knowledge. She said, may Allah be pleased with her, I never saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam fast 2 months consecutively without a break between the 2 months, with the exception of what I saw him fasting in the month of Sha'ban from the beginning to the end, and then he fasted Ramadan from the beginning to the end. Again, ikhwani, that was abrogated. That's what he used to do, and it was something he did. He didn't tell his community to do it. And then after that, he stopped fasting the month of Sha'ban in its totality. Not only did he stop fasting, but he made it prohibited. He prohibited us from fasting the month of Ramadan and trying to be safe, fasting Shaban a day or the last 2 days of Shaban because you want to be sure you fast the beginning of Ramadan. He said, don't do it. لا تقدموا رمضان بصوم يوم أو يومين.